Everybody is getting affected by mental afflictions, but very few recognize them. The Vedas call these as manas rog, diseases of the mind, anger, greed, desire, etc. So, what if so many mental afflictions torment us? What will be the situation of the soul? That is the plight of us souls in the material realm. We are going to discuss the functioning of the mind which results in the development of anger, greed, desire, etc. The Vedas call these as manas rog, diseases of the mind. Like there are physical diseases, hepatitis, jaundice, typhoid, etc. We all know about them. So there are also mental diseases, anger, greed, desire, etc. We have never seen them as diseases. We know that we experience anger, but we don't know it's a mental affliction. The Ramayana says, Manas rog kachuk mein gaye, hahi sabke lakhi biralan hi paye. Everybody is getting affected by these mental afflictions, but very few recognize them. And when they don't recognize, where is the question of treating them? But their consequences are disastrous. Ek vyadhi vash nar marhi, ye asadhya bahu vyadhi, pīdahi santat jeeva kahu, so kimilahi samadhi. Tulsidas Ji Maharaj says, if you get one physical ailment, it cripples you for a whole day. Swamiji, I could not come yesterday, my tooth was aching. One toothache is causing such problems. So, what if so many mental afflictions torment us? What will be the situation of the soul? That is the plight of us souls in the material realm. And hence, the subject behooves a deeper study. There is the subject of psychoanalysis, and there have been many psychologists who have studied this human psyche and presented their theories. It started with Sigmund Freud, and then Carl Jung, and then Adler and Maslow and McClelland, etc., etc. But you take the whole of Western psychology and then compare it with the Vedic psychology. The Vedas have separated each strand and given such a perfect analysis that leaves no scope for guesswork or doubt. They start very simply. The two first afflictions, one is anger and the other is greed. Take a look at anger. It is such an awful thing. People who are affected by rage and fury, they lose their intellect. They destroy property, they hurt, injure, and even kill people. A case happened in Uttar Pradesh in India. Two brothers were having a legal battle over their father's property. The mother used to stay with the elder brother. The two of them were Thakurs. The landowners there are called Thakurs. And they love to have big mustaches which they twirl around in a circle, if you see the Thakurs of Uttar Pradesh. Now, the case came up in the court. And the judgment went in favor of the younger brother. In the evening, the younger brother was returning and he was passing by the boundary of his elder brother. And while passing by, he looked and he lifted up his mustache, indicating, I won. The mother said to the elder one, if you have drunk my milk, teach him a lesson. The elder one, in a rage of fury, took a lathi, a staff, and started whacking the younger one until he died. Now, when an inquiry was done, what was the cause of this murder? It came to light that the only problem was that he had lifted his mustache. But the anger that resulted from it was so decimating. Once a father became subject to it, he was changing the wheel of his car while his son was on the other side. And unknown to the father, the son took a piece of stone and was scratching something on his BMW. After the wheel had been changed, the father came around. You have spoilt my car. He took the spanner and started hitting his son on his hand so hard that he made mincemeat of the knuckles, and the son had to be taken to the hospital, where the doctor said that these are unusable now. 3 fingers have to be removed. The father was crestfallen. Later on, when the son came to consciousness and saw 3 fingers missing, he said, Dad, when will these fingers grow back? The father felt greater regret. Totally shattered, he walked back and took a look what his son had scratched on his BMW. The son, in his innocence, had written, Dad, I love you. Now the father caught his head. What did I do? This is the anger which destroyed the intellect, the first mental affliction. The second one is greed. Greed is such a thing. Anger rises and subsides, but greed never subsides. It just goes on and on and on. One sadhu, he went to a king's court, and the king said, What do you want? Ask and I shall give you. The sadhu said, Maharaj, I have got my mendicant's bowl. Just fill this up with jewels. The king said, That's all. You have come to the king of this country and you are asking for one bowl of jewels. Ask. The sadhu said, Maharaj, greed is not good. Just fill this one up. The king asked his servants to bring. They kept on pouring jewels in bowl. And no matter how much they put, it was not filling up. The king's treasure house got emptied. He admitted defeat. He said, O sage, what is the secret of your bowl? The sage said, O king, this is the human heart. It never fills up. No matter how much you have, you want more. Is there any rich person who says enough? Is there any powerful person who says enough? Is there any president or prime minister who says, okay, 1 term is enough? Even 2 terms, it goes on and on and on. No matter how much of fame, prestige, power, wealth, opulence you get, the nature of greed is it wants even more. So this then is the second mental affliction. It is called lobha, greed. But then, the Vedas say these two are only incidental. The bigger affliction is a third one. Really? What is this third affliction? It is desire. Desire? Yes. What desire? Desire to see, taste, touch, smell, hear. Desire for becoming rich and famous, etc. These desires, the Vedas say, are the biggest affliction of our inner world. You can say, what is wrong with desire, Swamiji? In anger, people commit murder. In greed, their whole life gets wasted. And in desire, they're only wanting, craving, I want rasgulla, gulab jamun. Harmless thing. No, this desire is the mother of anger and greed. Why does anger arise? When you make a desire and it is obstructed, it is unfulfilled, your expectation is unmet, that leads to the outburst of anger. You desired that your child should be obedient and disciplined, and the child did not conform to your desires. It made you angry. You desired that people should offer me respect. They neglected you. You became angry. Anger is always the consequence of an obstructed desire. It can never come without that. So now we have understood, when we make a desire and it is hindered, it results in fury. Now supposing that desire is fulfilled, then what happens? The desire subsides for a little while, and then it comes back with redoubled intensity. That is the enigma of desires. न जातु कामः कामानाम् उपभोगेन शाम्यति हविषा कृष्णवर्तमेव भूय एवाभिवर्धते. This is a beautiful verse of the Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran. Ved Vyas has written, न जातु कामः कामाना. Kamana or desire is such. It is never going to go away by fulfilling it. If you say, Swamiji, everything is all right, but that one desire I have, if that desire gets fulfilled, then I'll have no further desires. You are a simpleton. Because the moment it is fulfilled, it is going to become double. Just like if you have an itch. Now you say, I have got one little itch out here. Let me scratch it. Now I don't have any itch anywhere. But does it solve the problem? After a little while it comes back, and then after a little while it comes back. So also are all kinds of desires. Ja prati labha lobha adhikai. Slowly, as you keep fulfilling the desires, it results in greed. So what is greed? Greed is an intense desire.